Morning, guys. All right, so I need to give you a quick update on things that are going on. It's been, I don't know, 2 or 3 days since my last clip, since I've recorded, and we've really been put through the ringer here the last couple days. Our very long story short, our little Chloe bear had to have emergency gallbladder removal surgery, and last night was the first night after into recovery. And no news is good news at this point. She's not completely out of the woods yet. She's still got days to go of recovery in the hospital. But last night was the first sleep I got in days. So it's all a little bit of a jumble. But right after they finished I haven't even looked at the pavers yet, let alone done anything with it. I just don't care. So after that night, I think that was the last clip you guys saw. I went over to my parents and started some work there. And then the wife called, said Chloe was acting kind of strange, come home, so I came home. Well, that night, overnight, she started panting heavily and wouldn't lay down, wouldn't put any pressure on her belly, so she was obviously in pain or discomfort. And it slowly got worse overnight. So 7:30 a.m., I was at the vet's door. They took her in right away and did x-rays and an ultrasound. X-rays because 2 weeks previous she had pneumonia, and that had cleared up, but it was just to make sure because breathing was involved. But during that, 2 weeks ago, the ultrasound revealed her gallbladder was getting sludgy. So she was on medication for that already. It didn't work. The gallbladder was now leaking fluid externally and just about ready to burst. So it had to come out. Unfortunately, the best odds they could give her, optimistically, were 50-50 because she's 13 years old, and most importantly because she's on some other meds. Plavix, which is an anti-clotting medication, I believe that was during the course of the pneumonia treatment, but she either that or the gallbladder, I don't know. She's on so many meds, but she's tapering off a bunch of meds too because she also has an autoimmune disease, and one of the meds she's on just about tapered off of but still on is an immunosuppressant. Two of the worst things for surgery, especially gallbladder surgery. Gallbladder removal means you're ripping the gallbladder, which is a small balloon, out of the liver, and the tissues are all connected, and you can't just cauterize it or tie off any blood vessels or anything like that. And she did have a lot of bleeding during the surgery from that, but they did see clotting happening, so it was just enough where the surgery went well. The surgery did go well. That was yesterday afternoon. Right after the vet at 7:30, I took her down to another specialist, the ER/internal medicine specialist that I had taken her to for the pneumonia. And they did a quick ultrasound and concurred that, yeah, this is kind of what they were hoping wouldn't happen. They are the ones that put her on the gallbladder medication and said she needs emergency surgery. So we took her down to the best place in Tampa, Blue Pearl, and basically, they had their team right on her. And it is a team. It's a team of surgeons and specialists and anesthetists. I can't say that. Anyway, they got a surgeon in from Clearwater, and the surgery started about 5 o'clock yesterday. It was about 2 hours long. The best case scenario for the surgery did happen. They were able to do a normal removal. They didn't have to do any of the second or third case scenarios. She did wake up, and like I said, last night was the first real big hurdle of the recovery steps. So far so good, but not completely out of the woods yet. We don't know yet if she needed a transfusion overnight, which was a possibility. Her blood pressure before surgery was so low they couldn't do it. They gave her, I can't even remember, crystal something, and pushed 2 pushers just to get her in the low range of normal to start surgery. She was still on 1 pusher after surgery, and that went okay. So they got her back stable overnight, and we're just gonna, wait a few days here and hopefully be able to take her home near the end of the week. So that's what's going on. I know some are going to ask. It was extremely expensive and worth every penny. Don't regret it one bit. It took everything I had, and I would do it again in a heartbeat. So today, going over to my parents again early. After we left the hospital last night, we went over just to take our minds off things, and I started working. I got the garage racks up. Today I've got the parts to finish the TV mounts, to make those clean, and all that kind of good stuff. But I've done a bunch of stuff that I haven't shown you yet, so I'll show you what's going on there. Got 2 little rooms left to wrap up the wiring, and then that's all done. It's just about finished. It's a lot of just unboxing yet of the Christmas mound and putting it in bins. We've got 6. We'll buy some more, and those will double stack up on the rack. It's going to work really nice. I've got 6 steel shelves to put up that'll go up real quick, and that'll be all the garage stuff. Real nice. So it's just a couple days left to work over there. Still have blinds to put up if they pick them out, if they ever pick them out. And someday I will finish my house. Oh man, it smells good out here. They just mowed the lawn. Crew just made their way back to the truck. Looks good. I thought about something coming up here. They didn't install a sprinkler box. I saw a couple of people had it on down the street, and definitely need that. I don't think it's 100% community controlled, although it might be. I haven't looked in any of the other homes. So what I've been doing now, or since the last clip, I installed a new sweep under the door because it had a gap and it was letting in bugs. And the screen door company said, "Oh, that's normal. That's so you can spray out water and stuff." Bullshit. They just didn't mount it low enough. It had a gap on this half. There's a slope down here. It actually slopes that way. So they just didn't do it right. Anyway, I ordered the same one that I put on both my doors, which is adjustable and it's larger, so it fits anything. Easy fix for $6. They got their new furniture in. They really love it. They haven't finally arranged it yet. These are a couple broken lampshades from the movers. So these are swivel gliders. Swivel, and then they glide. So they're super comfy. Same Agio company as the sets I have. Fully outdoor compliance, umbrella fabric, super comfy, nice table there, and yeah, it's awesome for people of all sizes. These are oversized, but they're not deep seating. Mom didn't like the deep seating. She had a little trouble getting in and out. Oh yeah, nice smooth action. There's a flash sale on this whole set, $800, huge deal. So I'm setting all the TVs up exactly the same, all using Roku boxes because their cable service, Spectrum, has an app. They only have it for Roku right now, so I'm just making it totally easy. No cable boxes in the house. Everything comes on and off with one power button, or you can use voice commands. And this is the middle grade Roku remote. The standard one just controls the Roku. Okay, this one, which you get with the upper models, also controls the TV. So you can use these 2 rocker buttons here to control your TV. And if you have a sound bar wired in through audio return channel, ARC, which this one is, the TV will control the sound bar. So easy peasy, it automatically detects the code for the Vizio TV, and it just works. Super simple. You get these hot buttons to these apps if you choose to use them. If they don't, so they're just meaningless. This is the Amazon button, I won't say your name, and you can use this as a portable microphone basically. So you hit this and you can give it a voice command and control your home. They don't really need it because they have them in every room. There's a
show over there, and there's ones in every room. So they don't need to do that, but if you have, you know, a TV where you don't, for whatever reason, want to put an Echo device, you can use your Roku remote. And that's about it for this remote. So in here, on this one, I'm wall mounting this particular soundbar, and this soundbar connects via an optical cable, and you can't control the volume of it directly from the TV. It's got its own remote control. So in that case, what you do is get no, that's a standard. Where to go? Right here. You get this remote here, which obviously looks really similar. Same control layout and all that, so they'll be able to use the remotes the same. The difference is this one gives you these 4 buttons, the 3 side buttons, when they move the mute over here, volume up and down, and there's a couple more, I think source and back or something like that. They're learnable, so you can take whatever remote. Here's the remote for the soundbar. So what I'll do is remap the volume buttons to the volume buttons on the soundbar remote. So that way, it still controls the TV as normal for power, and then the volumes just will work the soundbar. Now the difference is, this is infrared only, so it doesn't work with the stick models. There are 2 different types of Roku boxes. You've got the actual box that'll plug in via a USB cable for power, or you have a stick and it looks just like a thumb drive, and you plug it directly into the HDMI port, and then you have a little USB cable. So if you have the stick, these won't work because you can't see it. It'll be mounted to the back of the TV. If you have this, all you do is mount it facing forward. If you're only using the regular remote, you can put this behind the TV, but if you're using an infrared, this needs to be facing forward so it can see the commands. That's the only difference between the 2 types of remotes. And then here I'm just fishing the power wires for the TV and soundbar through the wall, so that when this desk is pushed back against the wall, you'll not see any cables whatsoever. It'll be completely behind the TV and the desk. So that will be quick and easy. And then here are the simple grommet ports, just shallow enough. I can't put it in and out. It's just shallow enough where it works here. This is cinder block. This is all the space I have. And I have to go to Lowe's and get some Romex to make a power wire extension. I'm gonna have a battery box mounted behind the desk here. I need to build a power extension because it's so shallow that I can't get even the standard plug head through. There's not even that much depth in the wall. So I'll run that up and then plug the 2 power ends this back through, and they'll plug in behind the TV. They'll be super clean, nice and cheap. And then they have these rubber grommet pieces here that act as trim, and the wires just poke out. Wah, 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 wah. And I just got done wall mounting the battery backup unit in here, so this completely powers all the phone and internet. So when the power goes out, nothing in the cabinet loses power. This TV in here, this room is still a tornado. The books were just put on the shelves to unbox them real quick. Nothing's been arranged yet. I've got this switch controlling the lights to the credenza. And this one will be for the ceiling fan, which he hasn't picked out yet. But this TV is going to mount flush right here above the soundbar. And I got a wall mount with extension that should be just long enough, same one I put in there, but that one's folded up against the wall, just long enough to bring it right here. And if it's not, what you can do is use a big block of wood and just use it as a spacer. And then I'll probably just use, because the TV comes up to like here, so there's a bit of a gap. I can just use some felt, like I did with my TV, as a light suck, and you won't see anything behind it. Not that there's anything to see, but you'd see the mount maybe. So the felt will just completely clean that and make it just a big TV panel. And the soundbar just happens to fit in here with 1/2 inch to spare. Luckily, I had the measurements before I ordered, and that should be that. I don't have to do anything about hiding those cables because it's all going to be hidden, and the battery backup is under here, and the lines just come out from the back. So everything in this cabinet will be running through that battery backup. I built Dad's new computer desk. A little hard to see because there's no light in here right now, but it's an IKEA and it's really solid and stable. It was a complete pain in the ass to build though. It's a new series that I'd never done before. The nice thing is this drawer section can be placed on either end. So if you want it on the right, you can just build it that way. So it's really nice, and it's a nice thick, it's not solid wood, but it's not the cheap super hollow stuff. It's in between, but it's really thick. There's no tray or anything, so it's just a nice basic solid desk. I really like it. And that was under $200, so that was a good deal. All right, so right now I'm gonna knock out some more wiring. This is the last live circuit I need to do. This is a ridiculous three-way. These two switches right here controlling this hallway light, and then a single pole here for the laundry room. Then the three left I have are all single pole switches, and therefore ceiling fans I haven't picked out yet. One here in the den, one here in the living room, and then one in the master bedroom. So I'll do those once I get the fans. I don't like doing the wiring before it's live so I can easily test. Wow, what a pain in the ass that was. Made two goofs putting this in. I forgot to slip the end of this down onto the wire before connecting everything internally twice. And I didn't realize that this wasn't super flexible. So I had to take it all off a third time to feed it through here before putting the ends on. And man, I'll tell you, I got these at Lowe's, these do-it-yourself ends. Do not get these orange ones. They are giant pieces of China crap. There's no way to capture the wires, the three conductors on the screws. They're just loose, willy-nilly. Tons of custom cutting and bending to get all three to stay on. But finally got it. So now I'm just gonna button everything up. You won't see any of this. And now, no wires above the desk. That's 2 rooms down, 1 to go. 3 remotes down to 1. Volume up, volume down, the Roku, and power. Bada bing, bada boom. Easy for parents. And room 3 done. Volume up,
Funding for masterpieces
volume
is
down,
also provided by financial services.
and power. Good to go. Oh yeah, so here's the garage rack system I put up. Quite generous, 4 feet by 8 feet. Christmas tree fits up there fully. And got these hooks here for the 2 big ladders and a whole bunch of different sized bins. I can put heavy stuff in the smaller ones. These medium ones fit up there 2 deep and everything 2 high. So they double stack, left about 1 inch clearance, plenty of room. And then whatever they don't want to put up there, I've got the 3 big shelves put probably all along this wall. And I left a couple inches, made sure that it'll fit under here. So if he wants to put it here, he can do that. Well, I couldn't with the ladder, but could over there. And I've got another, it's a modular system. They go in 4 rows. So what I'm gonna do is maybe put 3 rows, 2 or 3 rows here along this wall, and it'll come out to like here, and maybe 1 more down at the end. But for now, I think that'll hold all the Christmas crap. Oh, this sucks. 2 of the shelves here are cracked. There really wasn't much box damage, just a little bit of a crease, but must have been like a forklift that just nicked it or something like that, because it bent them clean down. I guess we'll have to go exchange those to Sam's sometime. Second one's okay. I might call it a day here because I've got to come back with one of my rubber mallets, which you need to install this. I have a hammer, but I made that mistake when I built my first one, and you really do want a rubber mallet so you don't damage this stuff. Anyway, 2 will fit in here perfectly, coming just to the edge here and a couple inches from that conduit there. So all good to put these right up against the wall. I'm gonna wait to return this because I think once I build both of these and he sees how much shelf space he's gonna have and how little real garage stuff he has left in here, he may be perfectly happy with just 2, and I can just do a straight return on that and get 70 bucks back. He had these custom cabinets. I mean, it filled this entire wall, and they were 7 feet high in the old place, and they were packed full of crap. Luckily, he didn't bring it all. So most of this is Christmas, and you know, there's just a little bit of garage stuff. I think 2 is gonna be more than enough. So that's gonna work out. Yeah, you know what? They say necessity is the mother of invention. Say hello to my new soft blow hammer. So this is probably the hardest clip I've ever had to make. Yesterday, right after getting home from my parents, we got the call that we really never wanted. Chloe had extreme complications, and we had to say goodbye to her early yesterday evening. So we'll always miss her. It's going to be a while before I do another video.